In this recording, we're going to be looking at the construction of a hexagon inside another shape. Here is a quick look of the result that we are looking for at the end. Here you are presented with the center lines as it's printed on your answer sheet. The labels of each of the center points or reference points will be labeled from 01 to 06. Or you will not receive the labels and you just need to then add the labels yourself, and you can randomly label them in more or less a sequential direction. So when we start with this drawing, we're going to start with our compass and we're going to place our compass at 01, and we're going to use the dimensions that are provided to us in the question. And then we will place our compass at the first center point or reference point, which is 01, and draw the circle over there. Then we will do the second circle, which we will also do according to the dimensions, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and then we will leave the last one for the next phase of our question. So we now move our focus to 06 or 06 as the reference point or center point of the hexagon that we would like to place at 06. So we need to know what is the base length or the side length of our hexagon, and that is provided to us. Let's use an example of 30 millimeters in this case. And what we're going to do is take our compass and we're going to set it to the radius of 30 millimeters, if that is the length of the base's side or base length, if we could call it that. Therefore, the radius of the construction circle that we're going to start the construction of the hexagon with must be equal to the length of the side of our hexagon. Therefore, the radius of the compass is set then to 30 millimeters, as this is the example of the length of the side of the hexagon that we're using, and we're going to draw a light construction circle to draw the outer edge of where our hexagon will be placed. We carry on applying the rule of the construction of a hexagon, where we understand that we keep the radius of our compass exactly at the radius that we've used now for the construction circle that we just drew. And remember, this is a full construction circle that we drew, and it's a light arcs. So therefore, we're going to now keep our compass set at the given radius, which was 30, which equals the length of our hexagon. And we're going to place it now on one of the corners that is the furthest of my or from my center point as provided in the question example. Now here we will place then our compass at that side there at the top of the intersection of the construction circle with the vertical center line, and it should line up perfectly from there to the center of that 06, which is the center of our hexagon and the construction circle that we drew. And from here we will draw an arc that is going to cut the far left and far right hand edge of that construction circle that we constructed first. Now we're going to move our compass to the bottom intersection of the construction circle, and we're going to place our compass now at the bottom edge with the same radius, and it should still line up perfectly with the center of our circle or reference point 06. And from here we will now draw another arc that is going to cut at the bottom left and bottom right hand edge of the main construction circle. Once we have done this, we actually have now 6 reference points on the outer edge of that main construction circle that we started off with. This will provide the 6 corners of our hexagon. So we will now take our 30 and 60 degree set square, and we're going to line up it perfectly with the intersection of the arc and then that top vertical intersection or reference point that we determined, and we will draw a solid line to connect those 2 reference points. We will adjust our set square and flip it now to the other side so that we can now align it with that top vertical intersection or reference point and with the arc's intersection at the top right, and draw a solid line to connect those reference points. With the next step, we are going to make use of our ruler and align it with one of the horizontal center lines on our paper, or if your paper is mounted to your drawing board, as it's preferably supposed to be, we are anyways going to place this ruler horizontally so that it will serve as a guide, and then we will place our 90-degree angle of our set square on top of that, so that we know our line is going to be perfectly 90 degrees, and then we will connect the top reference point with the bottom reference point, and that will be a solid line. We will now move our ruler to one of the other horizontal center lines to serve as a guide, and then we will place our 30 and 60 degree set square on top of that, align it perfectly with the last reference point, and align it with the bottom intersection, and draw a solid outline as another edge of our hexagon. We can leave our ruler on the horizontal center line that we've been using, flip our 30 and 60 degree set square to the other side, align it with the bottom intersection and the far left bottom intersection of the arc, and draw the solid line. Finally, we will just move our ruler to the bottom horizontal center line, or if you're using the board ruler of your drawing board, we will then just place our set square in a way that we see the 90-degree angle, and we can now close the two reference points to finalize the last edge of our hexagon with a solid line. Now we see the final result of our effort, so it is very important that all the labels must be indicated, that all our center lines are clearly and properly drawn in, that all our outlines are solid, that all the hexagon outlines are also solid, and that you see all of the constructions that tell us how we did the construction to get to the final shape of our hexagon. Very important to have all these things in our drawing and leave it there. You can erase all the excess lines, but do not erase the construction lines that showed how you got to your answer. Well done! I would like to dedicate this lesson to onlineschool.co.za and TurboCAD Africa. You can also find them at egdlearning.co.za.